Namaste, Swadika, and welcome to Pristine Love Pucho. So the last time we did a tier ranking video, tier ranking BL and GL shows, and there were 25. So a lot of them missed out, a lot of the big names, and I had to make a second part. Like there's so many shows. Um, but I kind of noticed in the last video that there were a lot of Thai shows. Like out of 25, I believe there were 17, 18 kind of, so that's a big number. So this time around, I thought we'll be excluding Thai shows and including other shows. Like let's say Japanese, Chinese, Taiwanese, um, and more and more. So today we'll be excluding Thai shows completely, and also today's shows are all BLs because there's a reason, because I watched pretty less GLs, so sorry for that, but I'm watching currently a lot, so I'll make a separate video like just GL. So for that I need to reach the 25 mark, so I'm watching a lot of GL shows right now. So hopefully next video will be about that, maybe, but today it's about any BL show other than Thai shows. Okay, but before that, let's include one Thai show because I got a comment that said that please watch Khemjira, and I have watched Khemjira, so I thought I should include that. But okay, before all that, if you haven't, maybe did not watch the last video, do watch it. But let's just rewind to what were the tiers were. So these were the following tiers. At the bottom was pain is equals to a broken ship, means the pain was a lot while watching this show, very disappointed and did not like it. Fourth one was I guess maybe not for me. Simply means that it wasn't what was I was expecting out of the show, something completely different, but in a negative way, you can say. Or maybe I was not the target audience, because most of the time what happens is our tastes, like we have very different tastes, right? So some shows maybe are not made for us, so that can be also the case. So yeah. Number third is pretty comforting, and it's pretty comforting. The show was pretty comforting, it was good, I liked it, and yeah, pretty decent. Number fourth is Slay Bestie. Now, Slay Bestie is the show which means you can rewatch it again. It was a terrific show, very good, and it was a pretty damn gnarly show. Gnarly. And at the top of the table is Soul Snatcher. Soul Snatcher is just like, this show has snatched my soul, and I need to inject this show into my veins. And the show was fantastic, it's iconic, it's a masterpiece. Yeah, that's it. So these are all the tiers. Now again, I'll be saying this, that this is a completely subjective list, head to toe biased, so you don't need to feel worried about if our taste does not match. I can like a show, you don't need to like it, and vice versa. Completely subjective. So without a further ado, let's start the show. And we'll start with the first one Thai show, Khemjira. So Khemjira is going into Soul Snatcher, and I don't think I should explain that, but I will, because Khemjira was like the most popular show of 2025. I don't think anyone. I think Revenge Love was also very popular, but when it comes to Thai show, it was definitely Khemjira. Khemjira just changed the game, and also the genre was horror. Like you don't get to see that often. Like you do, like I have seen horror shows before, but they are not the focus of it, and they are not made at this scale. The scale was big, like they literally built the house. Yeah, the Kang's house. Like DMD built it. So the scale was big, production was big, and we have new pairings, and yeah, I just loved both of the pairings. The acting was so good, chemistry. Like, what would be the critic? like, how do I even criticize the show? Because there's nothing to be criticism. I would say they are doing, like, they are tormenting us by tormenting us. They're tormenting us. Oh God, I can't say this word. What is this word? Tormented. Okay, anyway, they are annoying us by not giving us that special episode ASAP. Like, it's taking a lot of time, and I need to know what is going to happen next. And a season 2 would be just, I don't know, God's blessing. But Khemjira was just so good, and bloody 17 million tweets in 24 hours. Oh, Khemjira, the best show out of 2025. Arguably, subjectively, the best show of 2025. So Khemjira is going into Soul Snatcher. And now we will start the shows that are not Thai. So number 1 is on the list is Semantic Error.
진짜 연애.
Semantic Error is a Korean BL series. You might have probably heard about it and watched it also. It was released in which year? 2023? I don't even remember because I watched it so back. And Semantic Error just, I think, changed the Korean BL industry. When it came out, it, like, oh God, it was so viral. It was nasty. It was just like everywhere. Semantic Error, and it was so good. I did watch it, although I didn't watch it at the time of release because I was watching another Korean show that I'll talk about later. But when I watched the show, it was so good, and I understood why it got the hype, and the chemistry was so good. I would say, like, everything was good. There was not a second CP. Yeah, there was not a second CP. And I wouldn't say that the show, like, presented a very different or very out of the box plot. That was not it. It was pretty simple and on point, but it kind of felt good, you know. But they are not giving us a season 2. I think so because because of what? I think they should give us a season 2 because even though, and oh yeah, I forgot they left us on a cliffhanger. I remember this. The lead, I'm not remembering the names because I watched this, I think, 2-3 years ago. Damn it! But the big guy, what is his name? Was going to France for some work, and we were left hanging, and we don't know now that did he go or did he not go. So we need a season 2 for that. And okay, where is this show going? I think it should go into Soul Snatcher, but there was not a really outstanding or very iconic plot or storyline. So do I need to put it into that? Oh my goodness. I would say Semantic Error for me goes into between Soul Snatcher and Slay Bestie. Now I know I have made tears distinctively, but sometimes some shows just are like so confusing to just put in one box, right? So I'll be putting it into the middle of both of them, and maybe at the end of the video I'll change my mind. I don't know, but yeah, for now it goes into both. Next is Cherry Blossoms After Winter. And this was the show I was watching back in the day when Semantic Error was released, and frankly speaking, this is my most rewatched show. Like, even I can't believe myself. I have watched Cherry Blossoms After Winter, I think 5 times, 5 to 6 times. That is crazy. That is crazy. And you might be wondering why it's not that of a I would say again a very iconic show. I would agree, but it's just some shows are just close to your heart, you know. They just have that vibe that you connect with. So that's why I have watched this 5 to 6 times. I just freaking love this show. The chemistry was so good. Um, yeah, I don't know much to say because um, it was a good show, frankly. So I'll just tell you the plot in a brief that these two boys are kind of like not stepbrothers, but one boy's mother was the best friend of other boy's mother. Okay, and so his mother died. So this mom kind of adopted him. Kind of. You won't say that they are stepbrothers, no, but they kind of started living together. And at the beginning, they didn't like each other, or you could say one guy didn't like the other one, but after that, you know, the same story, the same falling in love and shit. But yeah, it was good. I would put cherry blossoms after winter. Oh my gosh. I feel this should go into Slay Bestie. But I don't know, I just freaking loved it. I think this will also go with the same semantic error type that in the both in between Slay Bestie and Soul Snatcher. Again, I know I'm kind of creating a new box in between both of them, but yeah, like they're just so confusing to put into one box. I'll think about them later, but right now, yeah, it's joining semantic error. Um, Next is Takara-Kun to Amagi-Kun. ごめん。 Okay, it's a Japanese BL show, and I'm so sorry that I don't remember the release date of any of them that because I watched so back in the day. So Takara-Kun to Amagi-Kun is basically a cute, fluffy, cutie pie, like very fluffy story in all. And the storyline was that they are basically in the same school and they kind of start dating each other. I frankly don't remember, but I would say this show is cute. Definitely not much into my taste because if you have watched video one, you kind of have guessed that I don't like fluff much. So I would say not into my like not my strong genre, but yeah, I did like the show. I did like the show. So I had put Takara-Kun to Amagi-Kun into pretty comforting. Yes. Next is Choco Milk Shake.
누구 계신데요?
정 오랜만? 완전 보고 싶었어.
Okay. So Choco Milk Shake is another Korean BL by Strongberry Productions. I don't remember the name very correctly, but it's on YouTube. And it's about a guy who have two pets, a cat and a dog, and the next day they become human. That's crazy, right? And the dog falls in love with the master and the cat gets his another partner, you know, and it's a very fun concept, like your pets becoming real. It's kind of very fun concept and I did like it, I would say. Nothing extraordinary or very beautiful or something, but it was kind of a funny, cute show, you know. I did like it. I would say the chemistry was really good. My favorite character would be the cat. You know, he was so. I would say he was so cute, but also like cunning. You know, like cats are cute and cunning, so that's why I feel like I liked him very much. And overall, Choco Milkshake was pretty good. You know, and I'll be putting it into pretty comforting. Okay, the next show is My Personal Weatherman.
10の金を保証してやるから俺んとこに来い。んでその代わり俺の言う
Now this show is a Japanese BL show released in 2024, I guess. Again, my memories not that sharp. I pretty much like the show. Okay, so the story of the show is this guy kind of proposes an idea to this another guy that basically you can say friends with benefits type of shit, you know, like this. How do I put it into words? Like this same uke, I don't know them. Sorry, I'll not use them. Okay, so this one guy kind of proposes a friends with benefits proposal to another guy that you can, you know, do the bumbaya with me, and in return I'll allow you to stay into my house. And that happens. And the funny part, or you can say the X factor in this show, is that the guy who is proposing this idea is actually a weather reporter, and whenever they do the bumbaya, it's also according to the weather. So kind of very weird but like innovative theme, I would say. I did like the show because the chemistry is so good. The storyline, I wouldn't say personally groundbreaking, but it was decent. And I would put this into pretty comforting. Yeah, pretty comforting, yeah. Next is The Unknown.
かわ
Okay, so The Unknown is like my favorite Taiwanese show. Because when it was like releasing, I watched it in real time. So I used to wait every week for a new episode. I just freaking love this story. The show is like you are watching a really good movie, right? The pacing is very slow, and I love slow paced shows, and the chemistry is there. And okay, I'd give you the warning though, this is kind of like a stepbrother-esque plot. Like not necessarily stepbrother, because this guy kind of not adopts, I'd say, but kind of this other guy was out on the streets living living on the streets. So this another guy brings him home, and kind of they start living together. So there's kind of that brother bond, but they are not explicitly brothers or stepbrothers. There's nothing that. Okay, so if you kind of like don't like the theme of stepbrothers, you should avoid that. But other than that, I would suggest this is a must-watch show. The show is so good, like, and the music and the everything. Like Unknown is just it's also criminally underrated. Like people didn't talk about it much, and I was like, I mean, I do understand that it's kind of a taboo topic, maybe, but I would say it's such a good show though. Like you need to watch it, man. The show is so good. Please do watch it on my suggestion. And this show is definitely going into Soul Snatcher. Like there's no way I'll put it any far less. Next is To My Star.
さ
Okay, so To My Star is a Korean BL, and it's a part of the early BLs that we got from Korea around I really don't know. I think it's around 2019-20 time. To My Star, I don't really remember that. But the story of To My Star is this: a big popular celebrity gets into a scandal, so he goes into hiding and starts living at this man's house who is a chef. So they fall in love, and there's that story, but it's so good. The story is so good, the chemistry is genuine, the pacing is fantastic, and I really love To My Star. You know, again, not a big production, not a lot of a lot of cast. Like there was just one CP, not really much going on. But again, it was just simple, sorted, and sometimes you just don't need much. You know, you need a good storyline and good actors, and then just you are good to go. you know. So To My Star was really beautiful to watch, and it has 2 seasons. So number 1 season is going into Slay Bestie because I really loved it, and I rewatched it one time again. For this
무시를 못하겠잖아.
season 2, I'd say not a big fan of that. I mean, personally, I don't think I have liked any show's season 2. Like, if I'm really thinking about that, I didn't like Pit Babe season 2, then To My Stars season 2. Than Type season 2 was good, but again, it just couldn't match the first season, you know. And like, oftentimes it happens, right? Like, first season is just always the best, you know. But let's just not compare them. And To My Stars season 2, if I talk about it separately, it was good, it was cute. I'd put it into pretty comforting. I'd say that it goes into pretty comforting. Okay, so the next one is Heated Rivalry.
What? You know, tell me. You?
Now, I don't think I need to talk about this show because we have talked about this enough, I think, but not enough. Heated Rivalry is everywhere. It has taken the world by storm, and I mean, for a reason. Heated Rivalry, yeah, the chemistry is so good. Like, I would say they are not again a fixed CP because I don't think it works like that in Hollywood. But no, they're from Canada, okay? It's a Canadian series. But Heated Rivalry is just so good, you know, especially as a sports BL, because we don't oftentimes get a sports centered show, BL show, right? Because even if we get them, it's most of the time that the male lead is either a footballer or maybe a basketball player, like nothing more than that. So including ice hockey was such a fresh and new thing, and also I pretty much loved Heated Rivalry's second couple. Like, I don't know, I feel like I have second couple syndrome, so I just more like the second couples oftentimes more. I would say though that this time I did like the first one more because it's Shane and Ilya Roznov. Now, talking about it, where should I put it? I mean, you know the answer, but I do want to talk that the dialogues were were good because most of the time Shane is like, fuck you, Ilya, fuck you. And I mean, I would say the dialogues are not really of that much high quality, but I think it's kind of like a Wattpad story, you know, like we've all read Wattpad stories, and oftentimes they might be cringe, but there's just something flavor in them, you know, that we love. So I feel like Heated Rivalry is just such a good show, even though some people were complaining about the dialogues, but let's just put it behind. It's just a perfect show, and this will go into Soul Snatcher. Next is Kissable Lips. So Kissable Lips is by Kim Ji-woong of Zero Base One and Sobin. Kim Sobin. I think that's, I'm so sorry if I'm saying it wrong. I think it's Kim Sobin. So Kissable Lips, the story is very simple. Kim Ji-woong is a vampire, a 1,000-year vampire, and he's on the search of golden-blooded human so that he can drink the golden blood and he could save his life, because if he don't, he'll die, okay? And that's why he's on a search, and then he meets Kim Sobin, and he kind of fall in love with him. So he has two choices, either to just kill Sobin or kill himself. And spoiler alert, he kills himself. So he doesn't bite Sobin, and yeah, the ending was pretty sad, but Kissable Lips is pretty good, I would say. As a short Korean BL series, I'd say it was pretty good, and I'd put into pretty comforting. Next is Roommates of PoongDuck 304.
진짜 형 이럴 때마다 이렇게 넘어가는 거 진짜 그만.
Another Korean BL series involving Kim Ji-young and Sobin. Okay, now before that, I want to talk about one thing, and that is the kind of like a partial disbandment of Zero Base One, and I don't know. Life's sad, man. Life's so sad. Like, see, I'm not much familiar about the contracts and survival shows, like rules and regulations, but I just don't understand that when Zero Base One was going so good, like they were so popular, then like why the members left it? Like members didn't left it by their own choice, I feel, or like they did it because of the company. Now again, I don't know much about this whole scenario, but I'm just sad. Then our Haobin is getting apart, our Kim Ji-young and Ricky is getting apart. At least Gunwook and Matthew are together, so that's one good thing. But still, Kyuwin is going, Eugene is going. Life is sad. Anyway, let's just move on. Roommates of PoongDuck 304. This involves again Kim Ji-young and Sobin, and this was, I think, the first time where like a Korean BL actors repeated the ship, right? Like I haven't seen the same ship in two shows, except if they are like you would say a continuation, like 2 My Star. So like if it's a season 2, of course the cast is gonna repeat, but this was not like a continuation. This was a completely different show, and I loved it more than Kissable Lips because we kind of got a full-fledged show. I feel like the show was a lot bigger than Kissable Lips, and also the story was a bit more developed, and we got that iconic kiss scene, and you know what I'm talking about. And I pretty much loved this show. I put Roommates of PoongDuck 304. Okay, so the storyline in brief was that they kind of live together in this in this house. So they are, you can say, both co-tenants, right? And they fall in love. So like that's the story in a brief, and you need to watch the show. It was a really good show. I put it into, I would say, Slay Bestie. Okay, so the next is The Eighth Sense.
그냥 아직 네가 모르는 게 많은 거야. 근데 드디어 형이라고 불러주네?
아 맞다. 선배라고 부르는 게 우리 동아리 규칙이지.
Okay, so The Eighth Sense is one of the most aesthetic shows I have ever watched. Like the vibe is just, it's like undefined in words. It's such an aesthetically pleasing show. It's such a good show, and I don't know, but I'll be putting it into, first of all, Soul Snatcher. And if you'll ask me why, Krish, it's not like it's a big production or there are crazy twists and turns. I would agree with you, but I don't know. There's just something about this show that it's just touches your heart, you know. It's like, it's so pleasing to watch, and I can watch it again and again. It's just really good. I don't know how to put it into words. I hope you get me, but it's a pretty good show, and I'll put it into Soul Snatcher. Next is About Youth.
Love you, I love you, I love you.
Okay, so About Youth is a Taiwanese show. It's kind of like a coming of age, not really, because only one CP is in school and the other CP already has a kid, so you can see the difference in that. But the show is really good. The title track is one of the favorite BL tracks ever, but one of the favorite OSTs ever. So good. And About You is just also underrated because I haven't heard much about it, and it's a really good show. I am confused where to put it though, because the chemistry was good, storyline was good. I feel like everything was good. I would have to put this into Slave ST, I feel. Yeah, I would put this into Slave ST. Next is A First Love Story.
뭐야? 징그럽게. 가지마.
Now this is again by Strongberry, if I'm saying it correctly, and this is a very short show, like only not two episodes, but yeah, very short in general. But it's such a beautiful show because the main lead is in the army and he comes back, and yeah. Like, I don't want to spoil the story because it's just 2 episodes. You just need to watch it. I think 2 or 4 episodes. But it's such a beautiful, cute show. You know, like being this short and each episode is only 10 minutes long. For that, they have insanely good chemistry. And the storyline is also good. Like, with the time they had, they did a pretty good job. So I'd put it into pretty comforting. And next is Stay With Me.
那雕塑的份上，我就不跟你计较了。你说什么？我说你长得像某个雕塑。
Now Stay With Me is oh god. Again, Stay With Me is a BL, and I don't want to hear any shitty opinion about it being a bromance. It was not a bromance. We had a cheek kiss. So it's very clear that this was a BL. When I was watching it, again, I was watching it in the real time. So at the start, I was like, oh, again, this is like a bromance, like Chinese shows and their love for bromance. I was tired. But as the show went on, I was like, no, they're like crossing the line. I was like, will they cross the line? Because I knew they like if they didn't had a kiss, it would still be called bromance, right? So I was thinking, would they kiss? Will they not? Like, will they cross that line? And in the end, they did. So I was really happy. Stay With Me is such a beautiful show. 24 episodes, but you're gonna love it. Very slow paced and very kind of, I would say, drama based. Like, there's a lot of family drama, school drama. Again, they are kind of stepbrothers. They are not stepbrothers. Oh, what's wrong with me? Anyway, so again, it's like very family drama based, very slow paced show, but you're gonna love it. Like, you're gonna love it. It's such a good show. And also, what the fuck was that ending? Like, are we genuinely gonna forget about that ending? And we're not getting a season 2 on top of that. Like, let's just say I'm gonna kill whoever is behind this decision. But anyways, Stay With Me was so good, except the ending part. We're gonna just pretend that did not happen, especially when they are not giving us the season 2. So what was the point of literally nearly murdering that person? I don't get it. But overall, Stay With Me was fantastic. It's going into Soul Snatcher without a doubt. Okay, the next is Color Rush. Now, Color Rush has 2 seasons. I watched only the first one. You can say Color Rush is kind of like the first Korean BL. Now, I wouldn't call it literally the first because I feel like we did have some Korean BL shows before 2018. But you can say, like, it started the productions, like, it increased the number of productions of Korean BLs. You can say that. Color Rush was released in 2018 or 19, and the show is basically about this guy who can only see the world with I think with gray colors. So this other person is kind of like God to him, because whenever he's close to him, he can see all the colors in this world. It's such a fancy concept, right? When I first was, I was like, is this even real? But like such a fancy concept. I pretty much loved it. I would say it's a typical old BL, so you won't get any kiss scene except for one. And let's just say that was a dead fish kiss scene. It's such a big meme, you know, like the kissing scene was so bad. But overall, we are here to talk about story, and story was pretty good. This guy is an idol. No, he was going to become an idol, but he dropped his dream. So yeah, I would say Color Rush was pretty good. But then I heard about season 2. I haven't watched the season 2, but I've heard the reviews, and they said that this idol guy is not in that show. Why? I don't know. And also that they have changed a lot of the concept they introduced in season 1 in season 2. And I hate that. Like, you need to have a continuation, right? If you have set some rules in season 1, please follow it up in season 2. Don't change the rules. Okay, so Color Rush season 1 we'll be talking about, because I haven't watched season 2. Season 1 was pretty good, but again, you know, as it was a bit old, it had some old elements, wasn't really progressive, I would say. Put it into pretty comforting. Next is Revenge to Love. Now,
因为他已经和我在一起了。
你说什么？
这家公司
possibly the only show that could rival Khemjira last year, it was Revenge to Love. Revenge to Love kind of broke out like a haze, like a virus, and it occupied everyone's mind. I feel like I agree, because Revenge to Love is just so good. I feel, again, the dialogues and storyline might be a bit Wattpadish kind of a style, but as I said before as well, that sometimes these cringe storylines just bring out that inner joy, you know. And I feel like most of the time they are not even cringe. We just have this idea of being cool, you know, right? Like being in love, but when you are in love, you tend to become a fool, right? So I did love Revenge Love and storyline. Second couple was my favorite again. I love Doctor. He's just such a wise and noble man. If you know, you know. And Revenge Love was so good. One of the most popular shows of 2025 for a reason. This is going into Soul Snatcher. Just so you know, like, I don't even need to say it, because it was just ridiculously good. Revenge Love, I think Revenge Love, again, the storyline and plot was a bit typical, but what carried it through was its actors. Like, its cast, their acting, their chemistry blew apart everyone. Such a good show. And we might not get a season 2, but it's fine. At least China gave us something something really crazy. And it's going into Soul Snatcher. Next is Kiseki Chapter 2. Now, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's Kiseki, Kaiseki or Kiseki, I don't know. And turns out I have watched Chapter 2. It has 3 seasons, like a prequel, the actual show, and then the continuation, right? So I kind of watched the last part of it because I did not know where to start from. Like, so confusing title names. And like the Chapter 2 I watched was, let's just say, had absolutely nothing except for NC scenes. And when I say nothing, I mean nothing. It was just, you could say, a little bit of scenery, or you can say tourism advertisement, but other than that, it was nothing. And NC scenes, as I said in my last video, that if you don't have a purpose for them, they just completely fell flat, right? Like, if they are going into a storyline, the NC scenes, it makes so much sense. But when you are doing it just for the sake of doing it, again, that just does not make sense, and it does not look good. So Kiseki chapter 2 is going into pain is equal to a broken ship. Next is tide of love.
제로 수술. 나 말고 아무도 안 돼. 넌 못 떠나.
This is another Chinese show, I think, or Taiwanese show, I don't know. It's a short drama, so episodes are kind of quite less. They are, I think, 7 to 8 or 5 to 6, but the time limit is very less, 5 to 10 minutes of shows. And I'd say Tide of Love is, you would say, it is not developed. Like, it does not have a starting to end point, and I would understand why, because they did not have that time to flesh out a full plot story. There wasn't much about it, but also I feel like other than the romantic part, there was just nothing. No emotional depth, just nothing. There was just, you can just go and watch the kiss scenes and the love scenes, and again I have said I do love watching them. I'm not gonna sit here and deny that, but also there was no storyline. So I'm so sorry, Tide of Love. If you had a little bit of storyline, I would have put you above, but I'd put Tide of Love into pain is equal to a broken ship. It can also go into maybe not for me, I guess. So kind of putting into between of them. No. We are done putting into between. We'll choose just one box, and it's going into pain is equal to a broken ship. Next is Love in the Big City.
너 왜 아무것도 아닌 것처럼 말해? 이 정도는 아무것도 아니지. 살다 보면 별일이 다 있는데.
Now, Love in the Big City, a Korean PL, came into 2024, October 22 or something. Now you might be asking, how do you remember this? Because I was actively promoting it. Like, I used to put out story on my Instagram every single day about this show. Like, please watch this show. The show is coming. Please watch it. Please watch it. We need to support them. Because when it came out, it literally, even right now, I can definitely say that it's the only or one of the very few Korean PL shows that showed the struggle of gay people or queer people in general. With Korean BLs, I hope it does not sound wrong or offensive, but most of the time with Korean BLs, they kind of like are always based on fantasy stuff. Now, what do I mean with the fantasy stuff is they oftentimes take away the harsh and bad treatment that queer people suffered in Korea, right? Because it's conservative society, so of course there's a lot of problems, but Koreans BL do not show that. I have seen they don't show the struggles of coming out, they don't show the struggles of, you would say, family accepting them. Even if they show it, that's just very, very less. So more often than not, Korean BLs are kind of like, I would say, just kind of served as you would say, as something you would say just as like fantasy, but it's sometimes so out of touch from the reality. With Love in the Big City, it was completely based in the reality, also because the show is based on the book who's written by, I'm forgetting the name, but like his own struggle. So it's like an autobiography. So the show is based on that. So that's why it kind of shows the actual struggles of queer people living in Korea. And now coming to the show was absolutely ecstatic. It was so good. Like, I had a literal euphoria while watching the show. It's so good. And there are four couples. I wouldn't say couples, but like, yeah. And every 2 episodes the ship changes, and it's just such a beautiful storyline. And I'll say I need to watch it separately. Like I need to review it separately. Sorry, I need to review it separately. It's just beautiful. Best Korean BL show till date. Now I know you might have different taste, but if we are saying objectively, sorry, not objectively, but arguably, this might be the best Korean BL show till this date. It's just beautiful. So I would say that this is like the going into Soul Snatcher. Next is the Untamed. Okay, do I need to say anything? Or should I just move on to the next? Because you know where is this going. If you have heard the name, you know its value, you know its impact, and you know what it means. The Untamed is a Chinese BL show. Now again, you might say, Krish, it's bromance, but shut the fuck up. It's BL. It's a BL because we have read the novel, we have watched the anime, and if you haven't read it, its name is Mo Dao Sushi. Please read it, it's so good. The Untamed is completely based onto that, and except some sword scenes, you know, with sword scenes, the Untamed is literally you would say a copy of the novel, and for that reason it's beautiful. It just takes you into another world. Also, when I say inject this show into my veins, I talk about the Untamed type shit. The Untamed is just, when I watched it, I was just feeling that I'm in some other world, that I'm not into the earth, that I'm not on earth, I'm somewhere else. You know, it just takes you on a ride. You kind of feel the character's pain, the storyline is good, the plot twist. Again, best Chinese show till date. I don't think we'll have a fight about that. I mean, you can have if you have different again choices, but I would say for me, best Chinese show till date, The Untamed is just so good. The song, the costume, makeup, everything. Like, this is a perfect show. Like, if I had to rank this 10, like out of 10, I'd give it 9.9. And 0.1 just because we didn't have a kiss scene. But without that itself, it's getting a 9.9, and it's just crazy. And the show's OST is also my phone's ringtone. So you just, and also the show is like, the show is on the wallpaper of my phone. So you can just tell how obsessed I'm with this show. The Untamed is going into Soul Snatcher. So the next show is Eccentric Romance.
บอกชอบมึงว่ะ
Now, Eccentric Romance is, I guess, a Korean BL show. It is I feel like a short drama. I watched it. At the start, I was pretty much a little bit engaged, but then I completely lost my interest, and I would say Eccentric Romance is maybe not for me because I didn't, I would say, understand it, or I was liking it in the start, but then I just lost my concentration. I don't even remember a little bit from the storyline. That's how lost I was about the show. I think I need to rewatch it. So for now, I'll say this goes into maybe not for me, I guess. Okay. And the next show is I Hear The Sunspot. Now, it's a Japanese BL show, and it released in 2025, I think. Yeah, I don't really remember because I'm watching it right now. Like, I'm in between. I'm finishing it, and so far I'm liking it. It's a Japanese BL show. So far I'm liking it. So the main lead is deaf, he can't hear, and this other guy helps him in taking notes. Like they are in the same university, so he helps this other guy with the notes because he can't hear, right? So he can't take the notes, and it's such a beautiful story. It's like always I feel like whenever we kind of are able to see some sort of, I would say, person with special needs in a real show, it's always a pleasure, because I feel like it's always so good to see different types of human beings living with us, and kind of like the more variety. Like I love diversity, so the more different types of people we have in real shows, the more good they get, right? So, and it was such a good show. The chemistry is so good, especially the male lead has such a cute laugh, and yeah, the show is just very good. Till far, it has been pretty good, and I feel like I do have hope that it will end good. So I'd rank it according to the feeling I have for it right now, and that is that this show is very good. So it's going into Slay Bestie. Next is My Sweet Brother-in-Law.
Thầy toàn làm đau em thôi, chứ có làm gì đâu.
Đau.
Thích thì cũng hơi thích, nhưng mà hơi đau chút.
So this is a Vietnamese show. You might have probably not heard about it, but please do go watch it. It's a good show. It's about, as you can hear from the name, sweet brother-in-law. So this one guy has a one-night stand with another guy who is going to marry her sister. Like, can you believe you had one night stand with a man who is gonna be marrying your sister? But like he didn't know it. Like his sister and they are in love, but so as soon as the one night stand is finished and he gets home, they both are there to talk to their parents about the marriage. And I was like, what? The funny part is the guy whose sister is getting engaged to this man is also married. So that is like, so he's cheating, obviously. But the twist is, I'm not gonna tell you the twist. You need to go watch the show. Pretty good show. My Sweet Brother-in-Law. It's a Vietnamese BL. Also, a fun fact is, I have provided the Hindi subtitles for this show. Yep, that's me. I have provided the Hindi subtitles, so if you want to watch it in Hindi, turn on the subtitles. It's given by me. And do tell me how did I do the job? Was it good? Are they bad? Okay, but you do need to watch it. We should support BLs from different countries because these countries are just getting into the market. They are new, so of course the shows might not be very good, but you also need to understand that that Thai industry, Japanese and Korean, they have been now for a lot of time, right? Like they have been around for many years, and shows from Vietnam, or you can say Philippines, or you can say India. Yeah, there's a new Indian BL show going on as well. To watch it, so we need to show our love to these shows as well, so that we can have more and more BL shows from these countries. So My Sweet Brother-in-Law is going into pretty comforting. Next is, and the last show of today's video is We Best Love. We Best Love is a Taiwanese BL and it's pretty good. It has two.
对不起。我们再一次好不好？
seasons, and again, I love the first one more. Season 1 was okay-ish. I felt like season 1 was just so good because it's kind of like an anime to lovers trope, and again, that's not, I would say, my favorite type of BLs, I'd say, but I did love it a lot. It's really good. There are lots of episodes, so and lots of time. So you just need to take a deep breath and you need to start watching this. It might take you a 1 week to finish 2 seasons, but it will be worth the time. I can't say about the season 2, but season 1 is pretty good, so you need to watch it. I'd put the season 1 into, I would say, Slay Bestie. Season 1 is an interesting one. I would either put it into maybe not for me or pretty comforting. Did it have that big of a drop? Okay, I would say pretty comforting. Like, I don't think it had that big of a drop. But again, I feel like it's also maybe not for me. But okay, it's pretty comforting. So season 1 is going into Slay Bestie. Season 2 is going into pretty comforting. No, it's going into maybe not for me, I guess. It's going into season 2. Because then I compare the other shows that are in pretty comforting. And yeah, it was below them. It was below them. So first season is going into Slay Bestie. And season 2 is going into maybe not for me, I guess. Okay, so with that, we have ranked all the BL shows, and you can see here's the full final tier list. Now, do I want to switch things around? Let's just start with the starting 2 shows, Semantic Error and Cherry Blossoms After Winter. Now I know they both can't be in together, so on the pure basis of popularity, I would have to make this decision because how much people loved it, because I'm confused with the feelings right now. I'd put Semantic Error into Soul Snatcher and Cherry Blossoms After Winter into Slay Bestie. Okay, now in my heart they both are the same at the same position, but since I do need to put them into just one single box and not in 2 boxes, this would be my final decision. I would say Semantic Error into Soul Snatcher, Cherry Blossoms After Winter into Slay Bestie. And I would say, since I did put Love Mix Up Thailand and Love a Chance in the middle, I'd say I should can do 1 or 2 show in between here as well. So Tide of Love goes into both. I'd say Maybe Not For Me and Pain Is Equal to a Broken Ship, and Cherry Blossoms After Winter also goes into both Soul Snatcher and Slay Bestie. So this is the final list, and you can take a very good look at that. I feel like I'm pretty much satisfied with the list. And we have 9 BLs in Soul Snatcher, 6 BLs in Slay Bestie, 8 BLs in Pretty Comforting, 2 in Maybe Not For Me, and 2 into Pain Is Equal to a Broken Ship. Okay, so I'm pretty much happy with this list, and okay. So this was it for today's video. We ranked 25 shows, out of which only 1 was a Thai BL, and because of this now I have lots of Thai BLs pending as well. And again, I could not include the major ones. Than Type is left, Bad Buddy, and which one? Than Type, Bad Buddy, A Tale of Thousand Stars. There are still so many shows left, and I've nearly done 50, like I've nearly ranked 50 shows. Oh god. And GL shows are also to come, so I feel like there are so many ranking videos I'll have to make. But for now, I feel like part 2 will be the last for now, because I have to also finish Tier U2 Death Show. I also have to finish Bless You From Death, The Wicked Game. There's so many videos I have to make, so I feel like for now this will be the last video, and I hope you all liked the video. And what are your thoughts? Do you agree with my ranking? Do you have your own ranking? Do you find my views about some shows correct, or was there some mistakes? Do tell me. I'd love to hear from you all. And do tell me what shows I should include in my next video, which will come after a very long time on tier ranking. And again, I'll say this is completely subjective and biased list, so don't take offense. You can like the show even if I call it bad. I feel like I didn't call any show bad, because today's list was heavily good. I feel like we only had one proper show in Pain is equal to Broken Ship. So I feel like this was it, and yeah, goodbye.